When people talk about the greatest screenplay ever written, what usually comes up is an ambitious saga like The Godfather and Lawrence of Arabia, a time-hopping extravaganza like Citizen Kane and Annie Hall, an intriguing and twisty yarn like Chinatown and Casablanca, or a sophisticated, dialogue-heavy story like All About Eve and Network. What gets seldom mentioned is a straightforward western. Maybe people think these films are too simple, the conflict too clear-cut and the dialogue unimpressive, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid aside. I am here to tell you that it is definitely not always the case. Case in point, Clint Eastwood's absolute masterpiece Unforgiven. This film has one of the most unbelievably amazing screenplays ever written, and I will tell you why. Here goes major spoilers, so if you haven't watched the film, one of the greatest ever made, I advise you to go do it right now. You can pause the video and return in 130 minutes. No? Okay, suit yourself. Here's Unforgiven in 120 seconds. It starts in the tiny Wyoming town of Big Whiskey in 1880. Delilah, a prostitute, laughs at a guy for having a tiny pecker. He cuts her face. The guy and his buddy are arrested and the town sheriff Little Bill makes them pay a fine and go free. The hooker friends don't like it and raise $1,000 bounty for anyone who will kill those guys. $1,000 in 1880 would amount today to $27,116.17. Not bad. A young man who boasts too much about being an awesome killer, the Schofield Kid, finds retired outlaw William Munny, who's famous as the most cold-blooded killer of his time. The kid asks him to join him in tracking down and killing those two guys. Munny, who's now a poor pig farmer, says he was reformed by his late wife, who cured him of drinking and wickedness. Munny later changes his mind and goes find his old partner from his outlaw days, Ned, played by Morgan Freeman, who in 1992 already looked like he does today. They ride to join the kid and kill the man. The bounty also attracted famed gunslinger English Bob, who goes to Big Whiskey with his biographer, WW. Little Bill doesn't like gunslingers. English Bob takes an outsized beating and leaves town. The biographer finds out his stories were full of hot air and he's not that much of a shooter. He decides to write about Little Bill instead. Our trio arrives in Big Whiskey. Ned and the kid go get some advancements in their payment, if you know what I mean, and Munny remains in the bar. Little Bill imagines he's after the bounty and beats him up like he did English Bob. The hookers nurse him back to health and he leaves with Ned and the kid to kill the first guy. Ned shoots his horse but can't bring himself to kill the man. Munny kills the man. Ned leaves the bunch not wanting to have anything to do with killing, but he's captured by Little Bill and whipped into giving information about his partners. Meanwhile, the kid kills the man who cut the whore while he's taking a dump. The guy who did the cutting was taking a dump. The kid confesses he had never killed anyone before and never wants to do it again. He and Munny are given the money and find out Ned was tortured to death by Little Bill. Munny takes up drinking again and sets out for revenge. He arrives alone in Big Whiskey and kills everyone who was not smart enough to run away. He kills Little Bill and leaves town. The end. That's Clint Eastwood's Unforgiven in 120 seconds. Did I manage 120 seconds? Nice. That's the plot. Simple enough, right? The screenplay by David Webb Peoples is that good because it shines in something very few scripts do or even attempt to do. It puts theme in every aspect. Specifically, the theme of Unforgiven is violence, how it affects the one who suffers it, the one who inflicts it, the one who sees it, the one who hears about it. It is a concise encyclopedia of violence and it speaks so much about it because of its 6 major characters, who represent just about every possible outlook on the subject. These 6 characters can be split into 2 groups: those who can commit violence, William Munny, Little Bill, and English Bob, and those who cannot commit violence, Ned, the kid, and WW the writer. Let's start off with our main character, William Munny, our hero.
I've killed women and children.
Okay, it's complicated. He is a cynical rewrite of the type of character that made Clint Eastwood a star. The mysterious gunfighter, faster than anyone on the draw.
Get 3 coffins ready. My mistake, 4 coffins.
But this time, he is regretful of his past. Actually, Eastwood intended Unforgiven to be his last Western, so he bought the script in the 80s and waited 10 years to be the appropriate age to play the character. At the time, it wasn't even known as Unforgiven. It was going around Hollywood as the William Munny Killings or the Cut Whore Killings. Can you imagine that? There exists some alternate universe where you could have walked into a theater in '92 and said, Good evening, I'd like a ticket for the cut whore killings, please. This moment in history could have happened.
And the Oscar for the Best Picture of 1992 goes to...
The cut whore killings. Very mixed feelings about this. My chaotic side would love it. My sensible one would not. Well, moving on. Munny is the man who can kill, even though he knows it takes a toll on his conscience. Contrary to Little Bill and English Bob, stay tuned, he considers killing a bad thing. It is never justified.
I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it.
But it's somehow unavoidable.
Well, I guess they had it coming.
We all have it coming, kid.
And he is the one who words the theme of the movie perfectly.
It's a hell of a thing, killing a man. You take away all he's got, and all he's ever gonna have.
Munny spends 11 years and the bulk of the movie trying to convince himself and us that he is not such a man anymore. In the greatly influential screenwriting book Story by Robert McKee, you might remember him as the Brian Cox character in Adaptation.
Then you, my friend, don't know crap about life.
He talks about the law of diminishing returns. He talks about how each time you repeat the same emotion in a movie, its effect is diminished. The first depressing scene will make you cry, but another similarly depressing scene will leave you indifferent. A third one will make you laugh. The intended effect is reduced every time until it is inverted. The law of diminishing returns is true of everything in life except sex, which seems endlessly repeatable with the fact. No, I'm not using sex to make you pay attention, that's actually in the book. Bobby McKee knows his stuff. David Webb Peoples plays with the law of diminishing returns in Unforgiven to show us how Munny's reformation from drunk killer to peaceful family man is a lie.
My wife, she cured me of that. Cured me of drink and wickedness.
Okay, he said it once. We believe him.
I used to be able to cuss and whip a horse like this, but your ma, rest her soul, showed me the error of my ways.
You already told us that. Are you just trying to convince us?
I ain't like that no more.
Well, you know, Will.
I ain't the same, Ned. Claudia, she straightened me up. Cleared me of drinking whiskey and all. Just because we're going on this killing, that don't mean I'm gonna go back to being the way I was.
Come on, you are trying to convince yourself.
I ain't like that no more, Ned. I ain't no crazy killing fool.
Oh, shut up! You're not fooling anyone anymore, you evil son of a bitch! Let's now talk about one of the characters who can't kill. Ned Logan used to be a killer in the past, but he has abandoned that life, and unlike William Munny, he will never go back to it.
I ain't like that no more, Ned.
I ain't like that no more.
Munny says he's cured, but he won't shut up about their past. Ned doesn't even want to mention it. Ned is the most innocent major character in the film, and to show the unfairness of violence, he's the first of them who dies. The movie's villain is Little Bill, and like all great villains, he feels like the lead of his own story. Little Bill has a strong moral code. For him, violence is justifiable when that code is broken.
Well, I ain't gonna hurt no woman. But I'm gonna hurt you. Not gentle like before, but bad.
This is Little Bill being gentle. His moral code is weird. Now, English Bob. Wait, where do I know that guy from?
Your false as a son is my failure as a father.
It is not our abilities that show what we truly are. It is our choices.
Aw, what is that kind old man doing playing such a violent role?
Someone asked me once, what's the difference between you saying Tom Cruise and people like that when Tom Cruise is a major star, you were a major star? I said, there's a great difference. I said, see a photograph, go back on the old days, and you see me going to one of my premieres. I had a bottle of vodka in my hand. Tom Cruise got a bottle of avian water. That's the difference.
Nice.
I tried cocaine, I tried heroin, I tried LSD. I did it all.
God damn, Dumbledore. English Bob is someone who doesn't mind killing, but unlike Little Bill, he has no moral code. He will kill anyone, anytime, for the pleasure of it.
Why not shoot the president?
Might be that this dude here is English Bob. He's the one who works for the railroad shooting Chinamen. Might be he's waiting for some crazy cowboy to touch his pistol so he can shoot him down.
He reminds me of this line from Pulp Fiction. In this scene, John Travolta is complaining about someone who keyed his car.
I wish I could have caught him doing it. I'd have given anything to catch that asshole doing it. It'd have been worth him doing it, just so I could have caught him doing it.
Did you notice that? He said the keying of his car would be worth it. If only he had caught the guy. He would pay the price of having his car ruined, just as an excuse to murder a random individual. That's English Bob. English Bob's biographer, W.W., is the closest the film has to an audience surrogate. He is fascinated by violence, but he has never killed and will never kill, just like you. Like a moviegoer, he loves tales of violence. Don't pretend you don't. He doesn't want to be part of it, of course. But he is amazed by watching it. The showdown in the saloon is the moment W.W. and yes, you have been waiting for. You know it is something inevitable. You want to see it, even if you pretend you don't want Munny to return to his murderous ways. You can't help but crave for that confrontation.
You beat William Munny out of Missouri. Killer women and children.
That's right. I've killed women and children. Killed just about everything that walks or crawled at one time or another. And I'm here to kill you, little Bill. For what you did to Ned.
Oh, chills. Literal chills.
It was number 5. Number 5 killed my brother.
Oh my god, I forgot about that part.
The final character is the kid.
How many men you killed?
Easily explained, he's the virgin boy who won't stop bragging about how much he gets laid.
Yes, the sex. I do the sex all the time with several females.
I thought maybe you was someone come to kill me for something I'd done in the old days.
I could have. Easy.
Well, that's a lie.
I'm a damn killer myself.
Another lie!
He can't even physically be a shooter, since he is greatly short-sighted, which he tries to hide. When he finally kills someone, it's actually the one who might deserve it, but the victim is unarmed, in the most helpless position possible. His pants are literally down. And it kills the kid on the inside. He dreamt of being like William Munny, only to find out his conscience and his body won't let him.
It don't seem real.
Thanks to such disparate characters, Unforgiven presents its theme with the depth of a great novel. It might seem impossible to write with this level of detail, but just try it. Pick the theme of your story and, like a statue, sculpt it from every angle. I've just had the silliest idea, and I'm way too childish not to do it. Now I am about to ruin one of the most badass moments in the history of cinema.
I've women and children. Just about everything that walks or crawled at one time or another. And I'm here for you, little Bill.
There. Ruined.
I'm not even sorry.
Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share it. I will see you next time, and this is Movie Wise.